I now recognize Representative Stauber to back cleanup here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Krummenacher, thanks for your service to the National Park. I want to just ask you this question. When, in your mind, did you feel the Park Service was fully staffed?
I don't think it's ever been fully staffed, sir, in my experience.
Okay. So it wasn't staffed under Bush properly, wasn't staffed under Obama, is that correct? Wasn't staffed under Trump 45, in your opinion, and it wasn't staffed properly under Biden. So as we move forward, I think that we have to look at making sure that, number one, the staffing is there, and number two, the parks remain open and accessible to all people, including those with disabilities. My wife and I are blessed with a child who is disabled. And so what we're seeing is we're working that angle. I think it's important that we keep that perspective. Mr. Perez, I have to tell you that I really appreciate what you do. I was in Yuma, Arizona, and then we went down to the Eagle Pass, Texas. I was speaking to some Border Patrol agents, and to my left was a young Border Patrol agent. I was talking about what they see as agents: dead bodies, murders, victims of rape, babies floating in the Rio Grande. And I saw this young agent just well up with tears. Well up with tears. When I was done, I went over and I shook her hand and thanked her for her service. And she says, "Thank you for mentioning that. What we have gone through these last 4 years, what you in law enforcement have seen, what the two other law enforcement professionals here today have seen. I'm sorry that you had to go through that. It's going to be different now. The border's going to be secure. You don't have to see babies floating in the Rio Grande. You don't have to see murder victims or rape victims or people who died along the way. I just want to say thank you for your service. I went down there more than the Border Czar did. It was devastating.
Thank you for that, sir.
I can't say it enough, and I will never forget that young agent crying because what she saw, and she knew that I knew. As a law enforcement officer myself, there's only a few of us in Congress that have ever worn the local uniform, and I'm one of them. I knew exactly what she was feeling. So with that being said, it's going to be different now. I do want to say that we have a northern border too, right? We have a northern border. When that influx was coming through the southwest border, you were bringing agents from the north to help, to give you some relief and help with the number of illegals that were crossing, which left our northern border wide open. 5,000% increase in crossings. The higher propensity of terrorists coming through our northern border. It's unconscionable. I'm part of the Grand Forks sector. I'm northern Minnesota. There's 600 miles. At times, there were 2 agents. Only 2 on that whole 600-mile stretch. Because of the Biden administration's policies, they were bringing everybody down or making them work during the day to in-process them via computer. People say, "Pete, what keeps you up at night?" Terrorism to our people and our food supply. We know, because of the Biden policies, this country now has to be on red alert because of what may happen. You all know, you as law enforcement officers, you know, you've seen it. I've been down there. You, as leading law enforcement professionals, your councilmen, your township supervisors, your county boards were begging us to shut down the border. They couldn't handle it. The schools, the hospitals, the social services couldn't handle it. The farmers couldn't handle it. One of the farmers lost hundreds of thousands of dollars of crops because when there's fecal matter or urine around a certain part, you have to remove the crop within a distance of that. hundreds of thousands of dollars because of the policies of the Biden administration. It stops under this administration. In just 6 weeks, 97% reduction in illegal crossings. Mr. Perez and the others, thank you for your professional service. You have no idea how much we, as an American people, support you, and we will always defend you. God bless you all.